Hey guys, how are we doing? It is Martin Cliffe here, and I just wanted to welcome you to 2020. And in particular, for me, this is kind of reflections on turning 42. I'm actually filming this on Tuesday, January the 14th, which is the day before my 42nd birthday, a potentially significant birthday in the sense of Douglas Adams. First of all, do you like the t-shirt? It was a gift from my brother-in-law and his wife for Christmas. I thought it was appropriate, if potentially a little ironic is the wrong word, but you know how it is, and you know, you've seen, if you've watched my videos recently, my challenge of decreasing my guitar collection, which somehow still seems to be sat at 30 despite my best efforts. I am working on it. Also, I was hoping that by now I would be able to show you my latest acquisition, which again doesn't really go along with it, but it's my Micro M5 that has been on order for some months. It is due next week, fingers crossed. So, new year, new term here at school, busy times. I've taken on an extra ensemble this term because we've got some staffing issues due to health in the department, and also I'm doing a bit of extra cover as well for similar reasons. Life is a little bit more complicated in the music department here at the moment than we would perhaps like. But that's just, you know, how it goes sometimes, and you know, I'm happy to do what I can to help out. It's a very strange time of year in terms of the calendar as well, because Chinese New Year is incredibly early this year, which actually means that we'll have had less than 3 weeks at school between coming back after Christmas and having a week off for Chinese New Year, which is just odd. But anyway, so I was thinking about how my life has changed over the last 42 years, obviously, but yeah, looking back as well to 21, when I had met Eva by then, but we were not in any kind of relationship, I don't think, at that stage. But you know, there was, things were starting, the path of my life was starting to take shape a little bit. After that I left school, kind of uncertain of where I was going, but life had started to resolve a little bit, at least in the initial stages. I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to study. I'm not entirely sure that, well, ironically that didn't benefit me initially at all, but it got me a degree, and since then I have used some of the skills I learnt as part of my degree, directly or indirectly, in the work I've been doing. So it has actually helped me more than I guess I thought it would at the time, and certainly in the few years after that. And then obviously, you know, 7 years ago, life completely flipped upside down when we ended up coming out to Hong Kong, and that's been definitely a very positive thing. It's something that, you know, as it's coming to an end this year, it's something we can look back on as a very positive thing. Certainly a very positive thing for me personally. It's enabled me to put my skills and my interests together in a way that I've been able to earn good money from doing what I enjoy, which really is something I've been thinking about in terms of like how I approach my students and that kind of thing in school. But particularly something like music, you've got to love it, because to me there are two main reasons why you would want to do something, particularly from a professional perspective, which is either you don't find it too bad and it pays you an awful lot of money, or you absolutely love it and it's your unbridled passion, and you're able to do it at a level that maybe sustains you a little bit. And I'm very fortunate that I've got into a situation where I can earn a decent living out of music and doing music related activities. It's not all fun, but a lot of it is, and I get to work with some great people. So yeah, life has been certainly a topsy-turvy ride, but you know, it's been really good, and it'll be really interesting to see where life will go over the next 21, 42 years. You know, realistically, I will probably live to beyond 84, working on the basis of how old my grandparents reached. I certainly hope to, but you know, health is obviously something that is worth thinking about and considering as well. Now, I had hoped that this video would be something where I would be able to test out my multi-camera setup. I got one of the Blackmagic A10 minis for doing multi-camera things, but the issue I've discovered with it is that, certainly plugged into the MacBook via USB, there is lag between the audio and the video, so I didn't want to have to deal with you know, faffing around trying to resync everything afterwards. So I've got a Elgato little HDMI capture device coming, which should resolve that, so then I'll be able to shoot multi-camera, capture it straight as one feed. That's due in the next few days as well. But yeah, in terms of, yeah, there will be a few videos posted. I am going to do a video of my pedal board and rig, because a number of people have asked for that, and also it's something that I've been meaning to do ever since I got the RJM Mastermind PVC 6X some months ago. I've been using it a lot, and it's definitely helped me narrow down my gear choices to the point where I am going to have even more pedals up for sale probably next year, realistically, once we're back in Europe, the UK, wherever it is. Again, that's still a lot of questions about that, but yeah, there's going to be even more pedals up for sale than I initially planned there would be, I think, just because I like what I use, and I want to keep a few variations, particularly of overdrive, because it's useful to have a few options there, but just not the sheer ridiculous number that I have. Yeah, guitar wise, definitely cutting stuff back. I've actually only got, I would say, one surplus electric guitar here in Hong Kong now, which is one of my Strats. I sold my black Strat, I sold my sage green Strat, so I've just got the Sunburst one here at the moment. That will be going back to the UK in May. We're making a brief trip over there because my good friends Rob and Karen, they had a baby last September, and we've been asked to be godparents, so we're going back for the dedication service for that. So I'll be able to take a couple of guitars back then, and that will definitely be one of them. The guitars going back to the UK, they're not just going back to the UK to be in the UK or to be in storage. They're there because they will then be sold on. It's just that rather than having to ship them all at once, it's like you may as well take a couple of guitars every time we travel. Again, as well, just because then it reduces the clutter here, both physical and mental clutter and all that kind of thing. So then after that goes, I will have the 4 Sirs and the 2 Les Pauls, and that will be it for electric guitars. Bass wise, I will have the 2 Mike Lulls when the other one arrives, and then my jazz bass, and I will technically have a Yamaha here, but that lives at church and may just get left there when we leave Hong Kong because it gets used there and I don't need it. But we'll see. I haven't made that decision exactly yet. And then a couple of acoustics. We've got friends coming over, and I might persuade them to take a guitar or 2 back with them at Easter. We'll see how things go. So yeah, exciting year ahead. We're off to Phuket. Patong, I think, is the name of the actual specific area. It's fairly central to Phuket, the main town area in Thailand. It's supposed to be really nice. We're off there for Chinese New Year for a few days. And then, as I say, when Easter comes along at the start of April, we've got good friends coming over. And then we're going to make a short trip to Seoul in South Korea as part of that, which should be a lot of fun. And then we'll see where the summer takes us later on. But what can I say about life? What have I learned over the years? One, I think that really has come into my mind in certainly in my 40s, and since Michael died nearly 4 years ago now. It doesn't feel that long. It is that, well, a couple of things really is enjoy life. If life isn't enjoyable, you're doing something wrong. Look after yourself. I've lost a reasonable amount of weight. I put on a little bit again, so I'm going to work towards losing that, but losing it in a healthy way, not crash dieting or anything like that. Embrace the people that are around you, because friends and family are important. Friends probably more than family, because you can't choose your family. I think the concept of enough is something that has been big, and particularly the concept of having too much. I think quasi-minimalist is accurate to describe me at the moment. There are certain things that I'm very minimal about, and then there are certain things that I have far, far too much of, and I will be working towards reducing them this year. And we've got this massive downsize to do anyway come summer, where we'll be moving into a new apartment, which may be smaller, may be bigger than where we are, but we have an awful lot of stuff in our 600 or so square foot apartment, and we do need to reduce that significantly. I've done pretty well on clothes and other accessories and stuff like that, but music and video gear is something that will be difficult to reduce. There are certain things that I do want to get rid of, other than obviously guitars, and then Lego. Well, we all need some kind of vice, don't we, I guess. So, just want to kind of say that forward. I'm not looking forward to being 42. I'm looking forward to another year of adventures. Life over the past 7 has been a lot of fun. Had a few bumps in the road before that, but for the most part, life is good. I just want to thank everyone who's been watching my videos over the years. I'm not sure when my next lot of videos will be out. We'll see how things go, but stick around, hit the notification little bell thing if that's your thing, so you like to be notified when I post, because they don't always appear in your subscriptions anymore. I'm not sure why that is, but I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.